ready for this much coolness.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tried to persuade people. If you notice, there's no staff people in here, because they know better.
You don't want to see the badges anyway.
Yeah. Where are those red rocket people?
Oh my god. No comment.
Yeah.
No comment forever.
Well, hi there. I'm Draconis. I am one of the 3 guests of honor, and we are just so proud to be here for the 7, 8 of you. This is our
full of proudness.
8.5.
8 and 8.
Here, why don't you guys all sit up close?
Yes,
Not going up front.
Everyone sit close.
We can't make fun of you if you're way in the back.
Yeah. Well, I can see everyone. Here, why don't you bring that camera up closer too? That way we're not so far in the distance and you can clearly see who is being, oh, look who showed up.
What?
Late. Get up here on stage. You have to ask us questions.
You know what happens when you're late for the kill,
Why do
right?
I have to ask you questions?
That's because that's what you planned. You said I would ask you guys questions and you asked us what, yeah, this is how it works. He said, well, what questions do you want me to ask you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would I plan anything?
You know, why in the hell did you make us guests of honor?
You're a
You have to
predator.
know something about us.
You're a predator, so you know what happens when you're late to the kill, right?
No.
You get the cold shoulder.
I'm looking at these tables. Are these microphones still falling apart?
Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, as long as they work, man.
Hey, it's got painter's tape on it.
These are pretty good microphones. They sound really good.
I have a question.
Hi.
Are you trying to meet us or are you trying to toast us lightly? Because
Oh no, this. Okay, you have to understand, Ripnose. If you cannot see the audience, that is a good. No, that's a good thing. No, if you cannot see the audience, that's a good thing because that means people shooting video will get a better video of you.
right,
That's the reward.
They can see every clogged pore on my face.
Your face is fine. No, look at that face over there. Look at that. Look at that.
Ah!
No, not the hyena.
What did I do?
I dodged the bullet.
Yeah, he dodged
He
it.
said, look at that face over there, I just lean back. He's pointing to you.
So I'm going to sleep up here for an hour. I'm just going to let you people.
So are we.
So welcome to Meet the GOH. These are our esteemed GOHs from left to right.
Whether you like it or not.
We have Draconis of FanCon and Pawpad and Furry Drama Show, and that's all I got.
No, believe me, there's a hell of a lot more.
And we have Ribnose of Meadowhawk and Boreal Network and other assorted drawings on the internet. And of the comic book.
Yes, I drew the comic book cover.
And then we have Kiefer of Pawpad and FanCon and wait, you guys do Wild Nights as well, don't you?
I did notice that, but that's okay.
Hey, thank you for coming to this event. Have a plush.
I will point out again, he cannot see any of you, so that was the best guess.
That's the goal of it. Oh my gosh, I accidentally hit you.
What,
Oh gosh, who do I dislike here the most? I don't know anyone here. Drac. Oh yeah, I'll aim for the puppet. Here you go. How about Barney?
what are we doing here? Wait.
This is still running better than
This
it
is
did last
fun.
year.
We get to throw things at the audience.
No, I do.
Last year when we did this,
Give
they
her
were
some,
setting up
don't be
AV around
greedy.
us, so it was fun.
Give her one, let her throw something at the audience. Let her-
Yeah,
let-
I want to
Yeah.
abuse
Let
it.
her-
Actually, since you were first one here, and you actually knew I was a guest of honor, that's more than anyone else I would expect. You know. Hey, you already told us who you were.
Her name's
Oh,
Velocity.
okay. Hey, since you haven't already said Ed, who is he? Give me a name.
Butterfingers.
Let's go with it. That's good. That works.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know I'm a printer, I could make a bad picture of you and make 10,000 copies of it. and put
Did
it
I already
up
throw you
everywhere.
one? No. Okay. I'm gonna give you a nice one. I'm gonna give you a husky. It's a Douglas fur, so he might actually be worth money.
What beautiful trees up here right now. Why does this thing keep... I swear to God, my mic is like cutting in and out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stop. Like, don't do that, Mike. Test. Oh, alright.
So, at opening ceremony, we went with Draconis first, so this time let's
Okay.
go with Ribnose first. Ribnose, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I would be happy to do that. There's nothing I love more in the world, and I'm not being ironic at all, but talking about myself. I could do it for hours. So yeah, I guess it depends what people want to know about me, but here's the basics. My name's Ribnose. People call me Nikki. You can call me Nikki. I don't have, like, usually I draw myself as a fox, but I have like 87 different alter egos and personas and stuff. So I don't really have a species. I draw. That's my main thing. That's my main deal. My side hustle is making electronic music that 8 people listen to. They're all big fans. And what else do I do? Oh yeah, I recently took up costuming, and I've been doing that for the last little while. And I recently got a Patreon that sort of ties all of that crap together because I used to be very disparately spread over the internet. And yeah, those are the things I do, but I do a lot of other things that are not related to furries. So, yeah. Anybody got any questions for me? It's okay. Get intimate.
Well, tell us about your music. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you first.
So I see that you're dressed as Chris. So,
Sure am, Sam.
So, which playthrough did you play through on it?
You asked the right question. Because I have this whole thing. My one and only playthrough of Undertale went very strangely, and it was truncated before the finish. And so I started playing through the game, and I died, and I died, and I died. And I got up to a certain point, and then my hard drive crashed completely. So I wound up like creating this whole obnoxious, self-indulgent headcanon about like this kid character that enters the world and then gets glitched out of it and sort of is a sort of metaphysical anomaly in that world.
So maybe kind of related to Gaster or something like that?
Gaster is way cooler than me. I wouldn't even put myself, yeah, but sort of. I mean, someone with, their soul was broken, so like they came back with like an already broken soul, and so people found they couldn't die anymore. They're sort of, they didn't know what to do with them. They were like, what is with this weird human that doesn't behave like a normal living thing? But yeah, that was the farthest I got in Undertale. I didn't actually finish the game. I had to watch other people finish it, and I cried for about 4 months, and then stopped crying. Yeah, I love that game so much.
And the neutral, the bad, just regular bad.
I couldn't. I just couldn't. There's no way.
And then just for the full genesis, I just watched it. So my bad version of it, just kill anyone that happens to come to me, not go and kill all the other animals, all the other monsters in the area.
Gotcha.
Which is a different ending than if you go and hunt them down the drill.
I absolutely could not do that. I couldn't put myself through that. Those characters are my friends now, so I'm incapable of viewing them as just game sprites anymore. Now it's like, no, that's my family.
Yeah, same with me. That's what it reminds me of Genesis. So.
Yeah. I'm actually working on.
I don't think so.
I'm actually working on a. It's not a tutorial cosplay, but for all intents and purposes, it winds up looking like that. I've got like a ruins dress. Does anyone else in this room know what the hell I'm talking about? Okay, all right, just checking.
What, cosplay?
Yeah.
I know what cosplay is.
Well, no, I mean Undertale, the game.
Oh, the game, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm working on a dress with the Delta rune on it, and then I want to make like a partial boss monster suit, and I don't know. Maybe you'll see me wearing that next time.
Did you bring any costumes with you this weekend?
I didn't. I actually didn't bring any of my costumes. I wanted to. I wanted to bring the Mangle because I have this pretty good Mangle costume. I've seen a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay, and I've seen, a broad range of it. And most of what bothers me about most of the Mangle ones is that they're too humanoid. And I was like, short of short of breaking my own bones and reconstituting myself, how can I get away from looking like a human in a suit? So I made this mangle outfit that is mostly just skeletal structures. And then of course a head on the head, and then I've got, as sort of like a puppet, the extra endoskeleton head, which has like an articulated eyeball and everything, so it kind of like moves on its own. And I actually dressed up as that thing. There's actually some pictures of it around, and I dressed up as that for Halloween last year when I was giving out candy at my house, and kids just went nuts. They loved it. They were like, whoa! Yeah. But no, I decided to travel light, because bringing suits places is a huge pain.
Okay, switching gears, Draconis, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself?
Well, it's funny. I sent in a little sheet about myself to the con, and online you can put a lot more than in the con book. And I swear, this is a problem when you've been in the fandom a long time, and I've been very, very active in the fandom. I knew of the fandom before I got into it, but it's like one of those things I just never went to. It's like, oh, animal people, that sounds kind of interesting. And I saw ads for it, but it's like, I really don't want to go to Philadelphia. It's too far away to go to a convention. And what happened was a furry said, hey, we hear you're putting a convention together at our con hotel. We're doing a furry con, and since you're doing, I was doing Gathering of the Gargoyles, gargoyle themed convention, which would actually travel around the United States.
That's cool.
And yeah, it would. And every year was a different city
like
in the US.
Like the show Gargoyles, or just Gargoyles in general?
No.
Nice.
The show. I mean,
cool.
We'd have Greg Weisman come in.
Oh,
and,
man, that show was rad.
And it was very high end for a traveling con.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what a nightmare it is to try to do that all by yourself. But anyway, we had the con. We happened to be in the same hotel as Furry Con, and they asked me to come to the con to go to a staff meeting and just share what information I did. And like, all right, sure. And I went to the meeting, and it was all downhill from there. They were talking about, hey, we need some people to run like a charity auction. I go, I've run a charity auction before. I do it for gaming. And you go, oh, okay, well, we'll have you do that. Oh, yeah, sure, I can do that for you, sure. Well, we need a gaming track. Well, I run games. I run games at various gaming cons, Gen Con, whatever. Oh, we need that. And I ended up being on staff. And that was in 2001. And every year since that date, I've been on staff at a con somewhere in the United States. And I think like one year I was like on staff for like 7 furry cons. Like, oh my gosh. But
you made the mistake of showing people that you're competent. And then after that,
no, it has nothing to do with being competent. It's just I had knowledge of it.
He became the elephant washer.
Yeah.
Once you become the elephant washer, everybody looks at you to wash the elephant. Nobody else wants to do it.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of it, what happens is you have an idea and staff is already overwhelmed. So, well, that's your idea, make it happen. And once again, that's how you become staff. So keep your mouth shut, But, it's something I enjoy doing. It's like the variety show. I would go to their con wanting to be in the variety show, and the show gets canceled because they don't have enough acts. They're like, well, this is why it didn't happen. You don't expect people to show up to your variety show. You have to go out and find talented people that are at your con, maybe playing the piano if the hotel has a piano, and you listen to them. If they sound good, you say, hey, can you be in the variety show? And they simply say yes. And come on in, you can suffer with us. Woo!
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, come on in. You missed the best part, Ribnose talk. So.
I'll be doing some more talking.
Yeah.
We have a fan though.
Yeah, we have a fan.
There's a fan in the audience.
That's all for you guys. So anyway, I started running variety shows.
I thought it was funny.
And in every part of a con, I've worked nearly about every part of a con. Like fursuit games. There were fursuit games out west, out in Further Confusion. Nobody ran them out east, for some reason. And I happened to watch the mascot games down in Florida, where the mascots did that. Why don't we do this for fursuiters?
You
oh my
walked
God!
down to Florida?
What?
You walked down to Florida?
I lived in Florida.
Oh, sorry, misheard.
So it wasn't a very far walk.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, really. Okay. So I
Understood it's great.
put together fursuit games. I tried to put it together at a con down in Florida. They go, oh no, we don't want to copy. We don't want to copy FC. I go, well, I'm not going to copy. I'm going to do our own thing. But eventually, I ran games at Midwest Fur Fest, and we made a themed fursuit game. It was based on vacation. You know, if you ever did, it was about Wally World, and Wally World was going to have auditions, become a mascot. And having been a mascot at Disney, I based it on that. Like, you know, you had to sign an autograph book, and what you did is you gave the fursuiter an autograph book. You didn't open it for them, and they had to open it, you know, to an available page, and then you handed them a pen, which probably didn't work, and they had to sign their name, or they had to click it, or whatever. It was all the things that you had to put through as a costume character. And we came with other themed things, and you know, eventually maybe you became a character for Wally World. And like I could go on this forever, different things I've done in the fandom, and it's different things that you don't see at cons. Like, you know, I was probably the first fursuiter to jump in a pool.
Whoa.
And I mean, and people get all worked up about that. You know, oh my gosh, you're jumping into a pool. Well, you wash your fursuit, right? It's water. You understand that it's water. It's chlorine water, but your fur is not real hair. It's, you know, fake hair. And actually, you come out of the pool, you're all kind of frizzy.
Depending on when you did that, I know someone who did that in 2004. It was not smart. He tried to swim a lake in a fursuit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Not a good idea.
I didn't just jump into a pool to do it, but I stopped by a spring one time, and I said, well, I'm going to go hop in this pool at some point this spring. And before, you know, we would then lay in the water, and I could see how heavy my costume was. And eventually, I said, all right, this doesn't seem so bad. And I said, well, when I jump into this spring, if I have any problems, save me. Put down my camera, and you know, that was no problem, no big deal.
That wouldn't work nowadays. They just film it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I got to film this.
So
I'll get a lot of views.
Kiefer, how did you get your start in the fandom?
Oh gosh, I do printing, and I was printing a convention in Memphis, and I
I got you.
it was printing. I was printing for Mid South Con, which is actually I'm wearing a Mid South Con shirt right now. And the con chair is a good friend of mine, and he asked me, he says, "Are you going to print MFM?" I go, "What's MFM?" He goes, "Method Fermi." Okay, what's Method Fermi? He says, he gets really uncomfortable. He goes, "You know, the furries?"
The furries.
And I go, "What's a furry?" Now this is before I heard about the fandom. Now, if you want to go all the way back, back in like mid '70s, I was at a Gen Con. That's when I had my first Anthro experience. I was in lust with this Anthro drawing I saw at a Gen Con, but I didn't know anything about the fandom. So the guy says, "Hey, you know, I'll have Tiger Cowboy get in touch with you." I'm like, okay, and of course he never got in touch with me. And so I remember going home and I Googled Tiger Cowboy, and I got all the stuff on tigers and all the stuff on cowboys, but he spelled it Tyger. But so anyhow, so I Googled furries, and I get all the stuff on fur and
Big mistake.
Yeah, and I was no, I didn't get any of the other stuff. I didn't get any of the Rule 34 stuff.
This is the early days.
This is the early days. It was way down on the list. So anyhow, I just kind of blew it off. And so I remember about a month later, I'm sitting at home and I'm eating dinner and I'm channel surfing on TV. Oh look, CSI's on. Yeah, that CSI was on, the Fur and Loathing.
Are we going to be hearing about that CSI episode for the rest of my
That
natural
CSI
life?
episode probably brought more furries into
It's
the fandom.
like 20 years old.
So anyhow,
It was a recruiting tool.
So yeah, it was a great recruiting tool. So I'm over watching this abortion of a
Never
show,
seen that show.
and I remember it was like, I'm like, well, okay, this is Hollywood. I know they bastardize everything, and so I'm like, so I did my research. I started doing my research on it, and first night I got online. I found some furry stuff. Well, okay, you know, looked at it for about an hour, and okay, I got offline. Next night I got on it for about 2 hours. And in the course of about 4 or 5 days, I'm on there for like 10 hours. I'm like watching this. Oh my God, you know. And I wasn't into the porn. I wasn't into the porn, but I was just so fascinated with the fandom. And yeah, I remember seeing pictures. No, I'm just kidding. I remember seeing you on the. No, but I got so fascinated with it, and it just kind of like filled a gap in my life. And the fandom is just I'm very passionate about the fandom. I'm very emotional about the fandom. It's like a family to me, and that's how I learned about the fandom. But
Do you guys want to know how I got into fandom?
Yes.
Yes.
I've always been trash. I've always been fandom trash. When I was like 12, I went onto the Sonic Foundation, which is this just infamous Sonic message board, and this would have been in like 1998, I think. And I made I came up with a variety of Sonic OCs. I made friends with some other people on the forum, and then we'd RP, and of course my OCs could snowboard and shoot guns at the same time, and they were also kind of immortal, but sort of a demon. And then, from there, I graduated to the Lion King fandom, which is even worse. And that was like my university schooling in internet drama. That was my master's thesis in internet drama.
What do you mean worse?
Ed, you know what I'm talking about. You can't look at me and not know what you have a hyena, you must know. I was a hyena too.
Oh, the truth comes out. Now we know why you're guest of honor.
I was also a mere.
I told you, nepotism. But yeah, no. And from there, I sort of phased out a little bit for a few years and just sort of did my own thing and wasn't really present online. And then puberty happened, which RIP my life. My drawings became different in certain ways. And I started posting online again, and lo and behold, I became like semi-furry famous for drawing butts. Butts.
Hyena butts.
You know, yeah, butts. Whatever kind of butts you can think of, just butts. Butts.
Yeah, that's so funny. You know, when we were told we were going to be guest of honor, you know, Kiefer, me, okay. And there's someone named Ripnose. Okay, well, I haven't heard of Ripnose, so let me go down to FA, and I started looking to find out, you know, who is Ripnose? What kind of art did Ripnose do? Did I see any hyena artwork? No.
Well, I was just about to get to that.
A lot of mice.
No, I was just about to get to that, though.
Oh, okay.
So I got semi-famous for the butts. And that was fun for a while, but then I was like, look, I draw other stuff. And the rest of my career, the absolute rest of my life, from then until this very moment right now, has been getting people to be like, look, Ribnose draws stuff, and it's not butts, and it's still good. Yeah, so please.
no buts about it.
So mostly, were there anything else besides butts? Many red rockets?
Things going in butts.
A lot of red rockets going in butts, huh?
I didn't draw a whole
This is
lot
an
of
all ages
rockets.
panel.
Yeah. I think what happened later on, you know, later in the future,
Not
Red
just
Rocket
us.
inspired Ed. We need to have red rockets on our badges.
I don't know why
Anyway.
these people out here.
I actually
Blood
remember
for punishment.
there was this thread on FChan one year, and I found out about this like 5 years later after it was posted. Some friend of mine linked me to it. They were like, hey, they're talking about you. Or they were talking about you. And like, people were talking about how Ribnose doesn't draw porn anymore, Ribnose doesn't draw adult stuff anymore, what happened? And they were all like theorizing about whether I committed suicide or disappeared or suddenly became like a hardcore Christian and didn't want to be a furry anymore. I was like, guys, I just wanted to expand my repertoire, holy shit.
Did they not think maybe just look elsewhere? Or?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people live on FChan.
Well, it's a scary place to begin with.
Yeah.
So. Oh, you said, okay, I thought you said 4chan.
No. It was, at the very least, it was FChan. I can give it that. If I had to be stuck on one of the two boards, it would be F, not 4.
So, Kiefer, talk about something that isn't porn.
Yeah, please talk about something
Okay.
different than what I'm talking about.
Oh well, I got this reputation for busting on foxes and telling bad furry jokes. I'm right in the middle of. I was hoping to have the book ready for this con. I couldn't quite get enough material together. I was about 20 pages short of what I wanted to be, but I'm writing a furry joke book. I'm still gathering material even as we speak. So, like for example, you know what the hyena's favorite pickup line is?
God.
Hey, does this smell like chloroform to you?
It's only polite to ask first if they're allergic to chloroform.
Yeah, right. But no, I got this reputation for telling bad jokes, especially I don't know if there's any minors out there, but they're kind of it's kind of like an R-rated book, but
So about this porn that I drew.
Sorry, your comments. Talk about something that's not porn.
something that's not porn.
You can talk about music instead.
I wasn't serious. I was just riffing. Please continue.
Oh, I've also do a lot of parody stuff. I do a lot of parody posters and stuff. I've been theming stuff for Furry Fiesta for quite a few years. I'm known for making these weird posters with lots of Easter eggs and stuff hidden in them.
Why don't you go get some of those posters so you can show them off here?
That'll be a good
Well,
idea.
I can go get them. They're next door, I think. Go ahead.
And this,
Talk
is how,
amongst yourselves.
and this is how I got rid of Kiefer.
They locked the door behind
Man,
you.
that was genius.
I guess something I could add is, even though I got into the fandom to serve staff, what kept me in the fandom was I finally went to the con, and I got to see fursuiters. And I remember looking them up, fursuiters, like, oh my God, this is kind of cool. And then getting to the con, seeing the fursuiters, and after working at Disney in the character department, and hearing that Disney paid at the time of like maybe $2,000 to $3,000 for a costume, like nothing nowadays for a costume. People were making their own costume, and I thought they were darn pretty good looking. And it's like, oh my gosh, I would love to wear a costume again. I really would. And you can look back at the old photos. There's some pretty, nasty costumes. There are some of them that look even good by today's standards. And I wanted a costume. I wanted to go around and perform. Because many fursuiters that I watch, they just walk around. But I was about performing. And so eventually, I came across a used fursuit, and when I say used, I mean it was just the person wore it one time, and it was just not. It was not
all sticky.
It was not that kind of used. I already put a disclaimer in there. I knew that was where your mind would go.
Used.
It was a Realms. There was a company called Darkstone Realms, and they mass-produced certain costumes, and I picked up a Jaguar costume, and it had nice spotting on it. It was very impressive looking, and I made a name for him, Jugular Jaguar, because you keep the name so it sounds catchy, and I came up with a shtick. I got a little magnadoodle, and I would go around and I would ride on the magnet. So my character talked. Back at the thing, the characters didn't talk back then, so that was the big thing. And he did other things. He did jokes at cons. He would go around and do various things, and pick on the staff, of course.
Bell of annoyance.
And the bell.
Bell of annoyance.
Yeah, bell, ring a bell.
That was very famous.
But that was famous for its time. And being a fursuiter, that was the thing. That was the funnest thing. He'd go to the fursuit parade. Be 30 of us maybe, and we just loved it.
30 people in a parade.
You got to speak up louder.
I wish I could have only 30 people in a parade.
You ever seen the one at FC? It is downright obnoxious. Like the first 5 minutes, it's so fun, and then by the time you're like, I haven't been able to cross the hallway for a half hour.
Yeah,
AnthrOhio is about an hour and a half later.
Yeah, it's a little bit
No, thanks.
too big of a parade.
No thanks.
We have
Have
posters.
two if you have to.
Yes,
but
I have posters.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad when conventions have to stop having parades. They're just too big.
Don't get me wrong. I love the proliferation of the performance, but
So, my other thing I would do, even before I was, fur shooting, was I would take photographs of fur shooters, and I would look at people's fur shoot pictures, and I would just I would cringe, because I consider I'm a pretty good photographer, and I would see people take photographs of fur shooters with bad lighting or poor lighting. And I said, we need to get you guys outside. We need to take, because outside the hotel was very beautiful, and I would find a few brave fur shooters that would go outside. I would take some really great photographs, but fur shooters back then hated me. It's like, you mean just go outside? My fursuit can't go outside. It was, my paws will get dirty. I'll sweat too much or whatever it might be. And nowadays fursuiters have no issue with going outdoors. Like, what the hell's wrong with you damn people?
Oh, and this is so they brought up some posters. These are all going to be at the silent auction. This was my first attempt at their theme this year, and they said it wasn't really what they wanted, so I took him and redid him. But this was a very famous, like a sci-fi poster. It was from Amazing Stories, and of a guy holding an atom. So I did a furry version of it.
Aren't we all actually holding atoms? Like I've got a bunch of them.
You never touched them. You never actually touched them. The fields repel you. So
No, but then I'm technically never touching anything.
That's right.
They're made of
You're
atoms.
not. And then here's a picture of a cougar and a cougar. It's his Draconis's character Calamity Cougar inside of a Mercury Cougar, traveling over and of course it's converted into a space car.
Hovered. Yeah.
But you're not flying over Mercury.
No, he's not flying over Mercury. He's actually from Florida, so I put him over Florida, but I gave him California plates. And here's a Jetsonized version of myself flying a Jetson car. And here's Draconis and my character, and Jetsonized and talking to the Uniblab robot. And here is Cutter Cat in a Jar. This is my character. I turned him into a. So they said this is what they wanted. I turned him into a hologram and did a brief history of the furry fandom in here, of the history of the fandom. But anyhow, I do these kind of weird theming posters, more graphic art. I'm not really a freehand artist like Rib knows. I do mostly photo manipulation and stuff. I did draw some stuff in here, but I don't draw that often, and it takes me forever. And I would die a slow, painful death as an artist. But in Photoshop, I can do all kind of crazy stuff in Photoshop.
Yeah, we actually chiefly go around collecting photos of various fursuiters because we need like a certain shot of a certain fursuiter. So it's sometimes good to be in our photos if we ask you to join us, because we come with posters. And I'm working on a project for FangCon. Our theme is Zootopia theme, Fangtropolis.
Nice.
And what we want to do, there's the old photo of a bunch of workers on a girder beam with the city down below them, and they're all on a girder eating lunch. And
It's
we're going to
a very famous photo.
trying to turn that into a fursuit picture with different fursuiters hopefully already in that pose, and you can be in a picture if you're interested.
So, Ribnose, tell us a little about music.
Music?
We haven't talked
Yes.
about that yet.
Well, you have these things on the sides of your head. That's where it starts.
I only have it on one
The-
side right
Oh,
What?
okay.
now.
Music. What do you? Should I talk about my music?
Yes.
All right. Well, this will surprise no one that heard my description of how I get into the fandom. I'm basically fandom trash, even in the music world. So when I was about like 14, I pirated a copy of Fruity Loops, which has an awesome name. It's just this little beat tracker sequencer software. Back then it was really simple. And this would have been in like the year 1999, 2000 maybe. And I just played with it. It was all just something I screwed with in my spare time. And that's kind of how I learned to be an artist too. That's how I learned to do everything. What is going on?
It's the same thing that's been going on through the. It's like, are you now noticing this?
I'm sorry, it's like in my peripheral, and I can't like not pay attention to it. No, I'm super ADD, so I like if just yeah.
I've been doing this the entire time.
Well, my hair moved. All right. Now I can't see you. There.
That's a good thing.
So Fruity Loops. Yeah, it was just a simple like beat tracker software, and I was just some crappy little kid in my parents' basement making obnoxious loops, and that kind of progressed and progressed. And the thing is, the same as with my visual art is just, it was something that I did when I was supposed to be doing more adult things. Like homework, extracurriculars, job, etc. Anytime I was supposed to be becoming a well-adjusted human being, I was drawing or making music instead. Which is how I got so good at those things and so bad at everything else. Gradually, Fruity Loops became FL Studio because they wanted to, I guess, distance themselves from their earlier reputation as being like a toy. Most other people who used like Ableton or Logic or stuff like that, more Reason, more popular music creation programs, sort of looked down on Fruity Loops, and you know that reputation was deserved for a while because it was not a fully featured program, but it vowed to become one, and I think these days really is. And since I knew the program so well by then, I just kept using it. At first, I made nonsense, because when you can't make music, that's all you can make. So I did not, you know, I didn't emerge into the world already having music. So I would just make like noisy beat loops or just weird sounds or just anything that amused me, and it takes nothing to amuse me. Just in general. Eventually, I got interested in writing songs. But the thing is, I'm not classically trained in any music. I can't read sheet music. I don't know what a song structure is. I just learned what a bridge was, like, a couple weeks ago. You know how songs have bridges in them? I didn't. Yeah, that's my level of expertise.
Bridge over troubled waters?
That is a song, but it's not...
You said bridge.
Yeah,
Bridge over,
yeah.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
What?
London, London Bridge, yeah.
London Bridge, yeah, London Bridge.
That is another song. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing that exists. So I eventually, when I finally became able to make songs that were actual songs, I had to decide what sorts of songs I wanted to make. At the time, I was listening to a lot of Nine Inch Nails. Let's see, what else? A lot of Orbital, Chemical Brothers. I was listening to a lot of like industrial noise stuff, like Converter, Funker Vogt. And so consequently what I was coming up with was just this jarring, like noisy industrial stuff, but it was really simple sounding. And then a musical meteor impacted my life by the name of Boards of Canada. And at the time, no one else knew about this freaking band. Like, I found out about them in, I think, the year 2002. Right before Radiohead found out about them. And then Tom York started running his freaking mouth about Boards of Canada being an influence, and now everyone knows who they are, so thanks, Tom. And their music really changed my life. I was like, I didn't know before now that electronic music could sound like that. Could sound so at times eerie, at times uncanny, at times nostalgic. It was a moving experience. And it was music that was not made for dancing to. The majority of Boards of Canada songs were not, they were totally incompatible with playing it in a club. And I was like, that's what I want to make. So for a couple years, I tried to sort of imitate their style, and I got pretty good at it, and I started posting in a move that will surprise everyone on Boards of Canada fan forums. So once again, fandom trash. And then after that, I got more ambitious because people liked my stuff. And then I was like, you know what? People like my music, and I don't have to sound like Boards of Canada. I can sound like my own thing. So I started making my own music, and everything since then has been an attempt to convince people that yes, I am actually no longer trying to sound like Boards of Canada.
Well, I have to ask you, okay, because when you say electronic music,
Yo, go ahead.
I grew up with a very cool, I thought, it was like the coolest electronic music I ever heard. It was the Main Street Electrical Parade. It was synthesized electric sound. And between that, and I worked in the parade too, that made it cool also. There was that, and there was Michael Iceberg and the Iceberg Machine, who played at Disney also. And that was all synthesized music also, which it sounds very familiar. So that's why I was asking about your music earlier, because I really would like to hear it.
Sure. Oh, by the way, if you do want to hear my music, borealnetwork.net, BOREAL network, all one word, .net.
So I was trying to call out the cons that Draconis and Kiefer are associated with earlier, and all I can think of is FanCon, I think Wild Nights as well. Am I missing something?
Well, it depends. I'm associated with a lot of cons, but you saw me at Furry Fiesta, and the first 5 years, I was a lot more involved with it, and now I just do the variety show there. And with Wild Nights, I was the event programmer, and I guess kind of like in the as you get in the fandom, you start off doing some job in the con. You might be a volunteer, or whatever. I mean, like I said, I've always been staff at a con somewhere, and it got up to the point like scheduling. I would watch people schedule, and they put up their schedule like 1 week before the con. Like my gosh, when I worked with Gen Con, they'd put out their schedule like 6 months before the con. They would even send you a booklet showing all the schedule. Well, why can't we do this for FurryCon? And a lot of furries, things change, da-da-da-da. I don't think it really works that way. So eventually I did scheduling for Rocket City Fur Meet, or the con from ages ago, and I started doing scheduling, and we put out a schedule at one point 10 months in advance. And there were very few changes in it because I got to know the attendees, and programming to me started at the con the year before. I would go around to all the people doing programming and say, hey, can I sign you up for doing something like this next year? And it was to me like one of the best jobs at a con, because it forced me to get out of my comfort zone and meet people and talk to people. I guess that's where the best thing about fursuiting is. It's going to sound weird, because in a fursuit, you're quiet for the most part. And I went from being such a quiet, inhibited person to being an extrovert, for being a conscious. I had to force myself to hug people I don't even know, and shake hands, and it just broke you out of that your comfort zone. And doing panels is kind of like doing the same thing, or getting people to do panels. You're forcing yourself to break out of the comfort zone. Now I'm going to use Max de Groot here.
Oh, please.
Use me. Max is a very talented person.
I love it. Audience call outs.
Well, I know who he is.
Yes.
More people actually, it's a bane to know me, because if I know you,
Right.
I'll learn what you're good at. You're up next, Nash, just so you know.
Thanks.
I learn about you, and the more don't leave. The more I learn about you, hopefully it's better for you. Now, Max here, he did puppetry at MFF, and he did a great skit. I would love to see him and Babs do it again, called A Piece of Pie. And oh my God, it's a raunchy skit, but it's a hilarious skit. And so I knew him then, and I knew he was doing puppetry. He was doing song parody song, and many more things. And eventually, he went off to do it by himself, outside of the fandom, and he got to appear on, I've forgotten his name.
Dr. Demento.
Yeah, Dr. Demento, and he was one of the top 10 songs doing this song called Census.
Number 7.
Yeah, number 7. That would be still in the top 10, thank you much. But it's like, this guy's very talented. How come no one's made him a guest of honor? So, eventually with Wild Nights, I was doing event programmer. I got to, name guest of honor. Hey, you want to be guest of honor at Wild Nights at Camping Con, So, I got to meet someone. Pow, he's guest of honor.
Now you get to torment him.
Oh, well,
He
yeah.
does.
It's always, to me, doing the furry cons, it's always, what can I do that's different from other cons? And a friend of mine, Warner, introduced me to Rhubarb the Bear. And Rhubarb was a musician. It's like, all right, look, we brought him out to FanCon. We brought him out to Wild Nights. And he performed there. And I go, what else do you do? Well, I do musicals and things like that. What musicals do you do? Well, I do one called Sleep Bunny Must Die. What's that about? And he told me, it's like, oh, that'd be cool. Hey, can you bring that to Wild Nights? And pow, we had the first musical at a furry con. And the year following that, he had another one come out called Fosgate Fair Loan Officer, another musical, pow. And you get to meet these people and maybe get more out of them and show it to the public line. Nash, over there with Nash, they're at Panda, raise your hand, Nash, that way people know who you are.
Hi.
We found out he was an airbrush artist. No one doing airbrush in the fandom. So we brought Nash in, put him to work, and now he's going to be guest of honor at a couple cons. Because, you're always looking for talented people. Well, why Kiefer and I got picked, we don't know.
I said there's a barrel somewhere that they've scraped the bottom of.
Yeah.
They found us, but yeah, we're really passionate. That's one thing I love about Draconis, and I can tell Ribnose too that we're all really passionate about the fandom. And I'm presuming I'm for you, but
No, you're right.
It's like I said, it's like it's. I wouldn't say it's like a lifestyle, but it's very incorporated into my life. And all of us are striving to make the fandom a better place. We try to improve it, do what we can to make it better. And if everybody just took up that banner and try to carry that forward, just do a little something, volunteer. You'd be surprised how much just volunteering an hour at a con helps. If you can draw, do a thing and donate it to a con book. That helps you also, but just little things like that make the fandom so much better. It's just we fight all the time, Draconis and I, to get people to do things, and we try to push them a little bit out of their comfort zone sometimes, but we're always fighting to try to get more for the fandom, to make the fandom better and better. And this fandom can be so much more than it is right now. I know that the fandom takes a lot of hits because we're not a centralized organization, like the LBGT, and so we're a
I found that to be not that centralized either.
I know, but we're like a punching bag because if somebody makes a joke about furries, there's not some organization somewhere that's going to sue them.
Oh, right, yeah, that is true.
So we're like a punching bag sometimes, but the fandom is very resilient, but it can be so much more, and that's I feel that's why we're up here, is because we're just like warriors for the fandom, and poor Draconis over there, he fights so hard and comes up with so many great ideas that are shot down, but we keep fighting the good fight, and I challenge everybody here to do the same thing. So it's not just us as being guests of honor. It's a matter of everybody in my view can be a guest of honor if you just put forth the effort into the fandom.
It's really cool. They paid for your plane tickets and stuff. It rocks. Super sweet.
So we have 10 minutes left, so I want to take a moment to offer questions from the audience.
Yes, my favorite part.
Yeah, the question's always the best part because that takes all the load off off Ed and off us. It's true.
I don't do anything. I just show up.
Yeah.
I just like talking.
I'll give you credit, Ed. I'd run this at other cons, meet the guy. And I always thought it'd be really cool for people to meet the guest of honor, and it would always be such a small turnout. It's like, kind of learn what makes these people tick, you know.
Anybody got questions? Anybody got lovely, beautiful
Oh,
questions?
oh my God! There's a hand in the back. Hey, you get a plus.
Do you want to ask it from there or come up?
I'll just.
Yeah, I can't. This thing's too light. It's not going to make it back there. Oh, here you go. There you go. There you go. There it is.
Okay, I'll just go up here.
What is your question?
My question is, can anyone and everyone get involved in the furry drama show that you are running on Sunday?
I will say yes. Everyone can get involved because even some of the worst skit people, and we've had some really bad skits, sometimes we need people backstage. People just put out the microphones and help people get on stage or whatever. The furry drama show has its own story. I would love to tell one of these days, and it pretty much started at Furry Fiesta. But you know, having a variety show it's there for the attendees, and if you have any kind of talent, except for Kiefer's bad jokes, we want to see it. His jokes really are bad.
Oh, they're not.
Really
They're not that good.
Other questions of the people?
Any other questions?
I have to ask this because of Kiefer's reaction. Might you be interested in telling us one of these bad skit stories?
Oh no.
Oh, I'll be
No.
glad to tell you this bad skit story. What happened was one time is the only time I've ever had more stage time than Draconis is there was these two guys that came up at Furry Fiesta a couple of years ago, and they had this skit. It was the worst skit I've ever heard. The basic gist of the skit was two guys were talking, and one guy, how are we doing? How are you doing? The guy says, horrible, I have these nightmares, monsters invade my dream, and I can't sleep. Oh my God, there's the monster now. And the monster comes up and attacks the guy, and he puts the guy down. The guy produces a sword, says, avenge me. The guy stabs the monster, and the guy gets up, and they walk off, and everybody's okay. Made no sense whatsoever. So we're like, okay. And these guys were really sincere about the story. And Draconis took this lemon of a story.
It's still a lemon.
It's still a lemon, but he took the story and he says, we're going to do this, we're going to do the skit, but we're going to change it just a little bit. So anyhow, I'm in my fursuit, Cutter Cat, and I'm the monster. So the guys come up there and they're doing their thing. They you know, oh my God, there's the monster now. And I come over there and I maul the guy, and the guy falls down. And avenge me, and they come over and they stab me with a sword, and I fall in the middle of the stage. And there I am. And they go, oh, and the other guy pops up, he's okay, and they leave. But I don't leave. I stay on the stage for 4 skits. I'm laying. It's great. They're like they have a belly dancer, and then she comes out. She's an antelope or something. She's like pointing at me, and he's like, just ignore that. And he's doing his monologue. He's got his foot up on me like a prop. And so the belly dancer would do her thing, and the light, there'd be a spotlight on her, and the house light to be down, there'd be a spotlight on her. And I'm laying there, and I can hear the people when the lights come back up. You hear people. He's still there. And so finally he does the thing. He says, I tell you what, if you get up, I'll let you tell jokes. So I pop up and I tell like 2 jokes, and they hook me off the stage. But
Isn't that like extortion?
yeah.
Nice.
But I got more stage time than him. That's the only time it's ever happened.
Anybody want to ask
But
me
I do applaud him for turning the lemon into lemonade, because it really would have crushed these guys if they didn't get their skid.
And I do mean anything.
Yeah, ask away. Except for
You can even ask dumb questions. You can just raise your hand and go, how?
I have a dumb question.
Oh, I would love to hear your dumb question.
You mentioned at opening ceremonies that it's a little weird to hear someone say your music is good music to do other stuff to.
Yeah.
What if someone says your music is good music to relax to?
That is a lot better. I mean, people never mean to insult you when they say that. And often when they say it with a big qualifier in front of it, like, now I don't mean this like your music's bad or anything. But they mean, yeah, exactly. And they mean like, well, I can be doing such and such a task, which is hard for me in my life, or is a daily grind for me, but if I have your music on, it gives me a sense of rhythm, and a sense of time just sort of flows a little more easily then that way. And I usually end the conversation by putting both of my hands around their neck like this and saying, do you have any idea how deep I buried the samples in that song? There are Easter eggs in there that you're not even listening to because you're putting things together.
So do you remember when I asked you about relaxing in music?
No, what did I do? Was I a complete jerk to you? Because I hope so.
It was a period of time where I was having trouble sleeping, and all of I'm just gonna listen to some music, Nine Inch Nails, Megadeth, Rammstein, the kind of music I listen to. This is not helpful at all.
Dude, Rammstein.
Oh, wow.
Ribnose, can you recommend one of your albums? Because your music is very relaxing compared to what I generally listen to.
What did I say?
I don't remember what you say, but I settled on whichever Bike High has the red, blue, yellow cover.
That would be, I think that's the first one, Bike High USA. The one that just sounds like a machine that's just being ground into, yeah, it was
Nine Inch
noisy.
Nails, Rammstein, Megadeth.
Yeah. Hey, no, good on you. Most people overlook the Bike High albums, though. They just sort of skip over that because they're different from what I normally do, but they're special to me.
I like them. Does anybody else have any?
Well, I like you.
Question. This is probably not the right place for it anyway. I understand that all the philanthropists are supposed to be getting a custom drawing from you. Is that correct?
That is correct.
When will we be getting those?
That is correct also. I will be going. Have a good day.
That's correct.
That's all I need
We
to
can't hear
know,
what you're saying
son.
back here.
Oh, I have not started them yet.
We will take the flack on that. We were a little bad at communicating deadlines and workflows.
I sort of got this email from Maury, I think it was, just a couple months ago that was just like, we need this, and this, and this, and also the 16 of these that you need to do. And I was like, realize that I have nothing, never mind, sure, you can totally have that. And I did all of it except for the philanthropist sketches, which they told me that I could do at the con or just after the con, and I guess I'm gonna try and crank them out as much as I can and then mail them out afterwards. I'm sorry about that.
We will be mailing them out. There is no extra cost. They will just show up for you. So
That's fine. I just wanted to know what was
Okay,
going on.
yeah, no, that was, yeah.
I apologize on behalf of. I sent an apology out to
your
everybody on
I apologize on behalf of Ed.
Wednesday as well, but. Anybody else have any very awkward
Thank you for your
questions?
patience on that, really, seriously.
Well, I guess I'll have a question for you guys, as someone who does programming, and we have, like I said, we have these at various conventions also. What would you like to hear from a guest of honor? What would you like to see from a guest of honor? What makes a guest of honor interesting for you?
What will get you in this room right now?
Yeah.
Do you have any skill with pyrotechnics?
We could set Ribnose on fire.
Sorry, safety has nixed that. We can't.
We've made a mess of that stage enough in the past.
I mean, different people have different things that, what attracts you to a guest of honor? I mean, what are you looking for? It's like one of those goals I have that, because, I'm here to serve you, the attendees. And, I think one of the first times I was guest of honor at a con, I told, this was for FanCon. I went from guest of honor to con chair. And I told him, well, I can't compete with artists. I'm nobody, I'm just a first year. I want to do something different, When Coggy's guest of honor, it's a big thing, I want to do something different. And I told Kiefer, he was the one running the con, this is what I want to do. And he said, yeah, okay, you can do that. So at
Big mistake.
at opening ceremonies of FanCon the first year, I told the audience, hey, hi there, I'm Calamity Cougar. Now, when you go to other cons, you're up there and you get to watch them do all this stuff, but what do you get out of it? You don't get that much. So I want to give you something different. Something you'll remember me by. And I gave out beer.
Oh,
I gave out cans of beer.
my opinion
to
of you
people.
just went up like this. It was already here. Now
That's
it's like-
right. See, right there. And if you were a normal attendee, I gave you a can of Old Milwaukee or something like
Or
that.
Schlitz or
Yeah.
something.
If
man.
you were a higher level attendee, you got a bottle of Yingling.
Oh, man.
I like Yingling. He's a good beer, you know. So, but you know, I'll tell you this: it's been over 10 years since I've done that, or not, maybe not 10 years. But every now and then I get an attendee and
About
yeah, I
six.
remember when you were a guest of honor. You gave out beer.
I love you. Got any beer?
Yes, I do. You want a beer? I'll get you a beer.
Well, last year we did milk and cookies. Remember that?
Oh, geez.
Also good.
Yeah,
I'm looking
okay,
at my
well-
safety team and they're not shaking their head at me or anything.
Hand out lawn chairs.
Oh, that's too expensive. Yeah. Are you guys familiar
Are
with
we done
the?
here? Are they calling time on us?
Okay, I'll just
No, we can overflow a little bit.
one last story. Are you guys familiar with Andy
Kaufman,
Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
Richter?
Andy Kaufman?
Man in the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things he ever did. He knew he had I think he knew he had cancer, and he wanted to do something that the audience would really get into. And he did his shtick up on stage, and at the end of the show, he says, "Hey everybody, we're gonna invite you out for milk and cookies." And he had chartered some buses, and everybody went out for milk and cookies. Now I thought that was the coolest
Yeah,
thing
the whole audience
ever.
went out. And they were
So-
building cookies.
For FanCon, we had a food budget. We had a $3,500 food budget. And we didn't really know how to spend it, you know, how to use the money wisely. It was our first time doing it. And I said, well, how much for cookies for our attendees? And they told us, well, okay, it'd be $600 for 13 dozen cookies and milk. And I go, that sounds cool. We'll give them cookies and milk at opening ceremonies.
Nice.
And we told them what we wanted was, we want the cookies brought out when they've just been cooked. That way you get that cookie smell.
Oh,
that
man.
great cookie smell. So, it's the con. It's opening ceremonies. We go through opening ceremonies. Opening ceremonies ends. Con goes on. It's 7 o'clock at night. Where in the hell are our cookies? Where were the cookies at? We never got our cookies. And someone tells me that, oh, they put the cookies in the room next to the main ballroom where the first readers were. And the first readers are going, oh my gosh, we're getting free cookies. They put the cookies in the wrong room.
They were very happy.
Yeah, they're very happy first readers. So the hotel's going to make it up to us and give us free cookies again this year on their budget.
All right, so it is 5 o'clock, so we're going to wrap things up. I want to again thank Draconis, Ribnose, and Kiefer all for being here. Draconis and Kiefer will be in the corner of Griswold if you want to get something airbrushed. Drew, come here for a second.
Or if you want to hear a bad joke.
I'll be doing a couple panels
Before I
later
do
too.
this, I'm assuming this is some of your work, right? From your booth? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we work with the Nash.
They'll be offering airbrushing services over in the corner, and then Ribnose is also inside the dealer's room.
I sure am.
Selling no steppy bumper stickers.
Oh man.
But
yeah.
before we go, what are your panels you're doing?
I'm doing basics of webcomics and making headphone music, which is sort of, it's like electronic music 101.
Okay.
101, maybe even like 100.
All right. I'll be this weekend offering, tonight we'll be casting and auditions for the Furry Drama Show. I believe it's like 9:30. Just come right to our corner booth right there. If you show up and you get in, I'll tell you when rehearsals are. Then we have a rehearsal on Saturday and we have a rehearsal on Sunday, then we have the show. The other thing I'm doing is how to be a guest of honor and how to be a good guest of honor. Because those are actually...
Don't do this.
I want to do the second.
Don't say that. It's not true. No. I can tell you bad guest of honor stories. I mean...
Oh man, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't leave the hotel and disappear until Sunday.
Oh my god.
What?
Don't leave the hotel and disappear until Sunday.
Okay, yeah. But I'm sure you have some
Take
good.
over cons and just run around the whole con screaming, I think I still want to do what I want.
Zed Fox is a wonderful person.
Oh, my evening just opened up.
You mean you can't do that?
No, you can't.
Oh,
Go for it.
Okay, all right.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Yes, we appreciate
Thank you.
all
You
y'all.
guys are a fantastic audience. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, GOH.
Enjoy the rest of the con.
And I'll take you back.
And if you see me around, give me a high five or something.